Bruce Haney, Trinity County Sheriff. As you heard Phil say, June 23rd we'll be in Tehama County. We're going to be May 19th in Trinity County to support Bruce and his group over there.
You can hand me that card. Good afternoon. Good evening. I do want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting us. And Karen, thank you for coming as well. This has been an eye-opener for me. One thing that I have conversations with Sheriff Poindexter, every so often, because we're the two poorest counties in the state. We're trying to figure out how to get things done with virtually next to nothing. The sad part of that is that we have resources within our county that we are not able to tap into. Everybody's kind of touched on everything, and it's an honor to even sit on the stage with these guys. But I'll tell you, what's facing Trinity County is not so much, it isn't grazing because, well, Trinity County is 300-400 square miles. In the country you got tall tales, right? City they got urban legend, we got tall tales. Well, it's said that if you were to flatten Trinity County out, it'd be the size of Texas. So we don't have much grazing land there, so that's why I'm forced to buy my hay from either Siskiyou County, and maybe I'll put it out to, maybe we can get a bidding war between Modoc and Siskiyou. You got some nice hay fields out here. But what is sad is that the revenue source is there, and it's a natural resource. For us, it's a sustainable resource. It's timber. That's what we have. When I first started looking into this, coordination was something that you were affected by when you had a little bit too much to drink. But the more I've started looking into this, the best way to describe it is a multi-layered onion. I went before the Board of Supervisors and advised them that I would be forming a coordination, a public safety and coordination advisory team. And darn it, if that same day they invoked coordination, or they sent out a letter to the Forest Service advising that on May 2nd they wanted to start coordination. What's interesting about it is that after I announced that too, the Forest Supervisor of Shasta Trinity made an appointment to come see me. We have their attention. We have their attention. And I think it's because as sheriffs we formed alliance here together with common interests. Even though it may be grazing, we have mining issues in that as well. But when she came in and sat down, the best way to get to her point was, hey, I'm just the Forest Supervisor. I don't make the decision. The decisions are made in Washington. Well, something's coming to me, and I haven't had a chance to talk to the other sheriffs announcing this right here. But I'll tell you, I think that what we need to do is, after hearing that, after talking to multi-state agencies and federal agencies as well, everybody's kind of doing this, It's not my fault. I think it's time that a group of sheriffs go to Washington, D.C. After my meeting with the Forest Supervisor, I said, well, it's nobody's fault and nobody can make the decision. And I asked her, I said, we have, our County Board of Supervisors has done their job. They have fuel load studies that have been put in place. They have resolutions, governing body resolutions. They have fuel load ordinances, and the Forest Service isn't following them. But when you talk to the Forest Service Supervisor, it's because of litigation, and I don't doubt that. I know that's part of it. But it comes down to where we need to do, I'll tell you what, when they were able to at least temporarily stop the destruction of the dams, it was done in Washington. Salazar, basically did it. That's where your support for us to get us there and to show Washington that we mean business, because the thing that I see so valuable in this group, and not only us, there's the Western State Sheriff's Association, there's Idaho State Sheriff's Association. We all need to get together to show them that we are a united front. And the other point with that too, is as far as us uniting, is that we're not allowed to be cherry picked by them, because that's what they love to do. You know, they'll say, okay, we'll give, say John, we'll give him a little bit of some water rights issues, or we'll give in on that, and maybe Glenn, it'll be some grazing or some mining issues. You still have mining. I mean, they went on a mining claim. California, they pretty much shut it down. And it's every agency. It's just, you know, for us, you know, our major, 80% of our county are public lands. 80% of Trinity County is public lands. And the major party responsible is the Forest Service. So that's who we deal with. But what we're doing is, as I listen to these other sheriffs, as I talk to people from other counties, I'm finding out that it's almost every state and federal agency has ramped up, have gone up to a level that, again, doesn't make sense. I grew up in a house. Anybody remember the, well, some people would consider it an expression, son, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. Remember that one? Okay, it was a reality in my house. It only happened to me twice. And I don't even remember what I said, but I can remember my mom with that bar of Dove or Dial or whatever it was, and oh man, kind of pick it out of your teeth. A few months, I guess, go by, and I said something to my aunt. Well, she grew up in the same house as my mom. I should have figured that part out. She didn't even ask my parents' permission, and she was washing my mouth out with soap. I learned. You know, and I can remember my dad walking by the bathroom, and I'm in there gagging and coughing, and he turned to me and said, son, it's just common sense. It's all. It's common sense. Isn't that what we're asking for from our government? Common sense. We have one lumber mill in our county. One. I don't know how many we had at one time. We had 6 or 8, something like that. But we have one left. 15. 15. Okay, thanks, Herc. We had 15 mills. We have one left. Now, can you tell me if this is common sense? We have forest areas that are running at 150 tons of fuel per acre, which is basically the sunlight never sees the forest floor, so the next generation can grow up. They're so thick. Our mill is buying logs from British Columbia. Common sense. That's all we're asking for. Common sense. It's going to be really, initially, it's you people out there. Now, your support for us is wonderful, but it's you people out there, like it's been set up here most of the day. It's holding the elected people, your elected officials accountable. You know, everybody does this, and that's what I've been finding. I'm peeling this layer back, and someone will say, well, no, now you got to go talk to them because, you know, they have issues with this. It's time that the people, and Dean said it perfectly, it's now. If it's not now, it's going to be gone. So I believe that it's time, and it's not just California sheriffs, it needs to be, you know, Nevada sheriffs and Oregon sheriffs. If we just start with the western states, that's what we need to do. But I'll tell you what, where these real changes are going to take place, they're going to be when we go to Washington and we let them know we've had enough and we're not going to take it.